drilling, but the dowel is a fraction.
Oh.
But to be honest, once you've got all them bolts in there...
Right, so if you just put that where it's going to live in real life, sort of thing, or will it not fix? It's not been machined yet.
It won't quite go all the way in.
Yes. But essentially it's going to go...
It wants that bit milling out down there to clear the tube.
Okay.
And
shaping and so on.
Yeah.
And that's the inner plate, not the outer plate.
That's the inner one. This has got to be milled out. Basically, if we can just rest that there.
Yes.
And wherever we've put the little cast one.
Hang on. Where's it gone?
Over here. That is an original.
Yes.
That was damaged, but that's what I've used to get all the
mounting points.
The templates, yeah. The information off,
yeah. So that's a version of that essentially. But it's been extended to hold an extra mount.
But it's got extra mount at all the holes. Yes. Because what it is with these cases, they have a bevel box for the shaft.
Shaft drive, yeah.
So down here, where that hole.
Yep.
It's got an extra one, so. The more them bolts we can use, the better it's going to be.
Okay.
So, yeah. So once I've got to start, I've got to mill that away.
Shape it away.
Once I bolt it on there, I can then start working out where all the others are going to go.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I can't help but notice, Jeff, there's a couple of bits of alloy with holes in them. What's that all about?
They were down. They're 2 spare blocks for the Honda.
Oh, okay.
That I started making.
So they're going to be for
they just got put there because.
Okay, you're going to tidy up.
I've cleaned all the swarf up.
Oh, bloody hell!
Fed up of all the swarf.
Well, it is the new year. Once a year you can clean up your
once
swarf.
A year, I thought, why not? Let's tidy up.
Okay. And I think that's it for
I think that was Monday afternoon or Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay, and I think that's it for the Kawasaki. Except for one more thing. What I'd like to do is to get one of the side panels and place it on there where it's going to live, and just make sure it lines up with the tank, because we didn't see the tank on the frame when we put the side panels last time round. And also of course I have brought you a Mark II version of the seat unit, but this time it's in fiberglass, which hopefully we can then cut up and widen. I'll use it as a template. Oh, hang on. Well, you got some...
They fit the tank.
Right, you got some tank mounts.
Now, where the coil brackets are, if we make something and bolt us, we may actually be able to make something that bolts on.
Yes,
so we're not actually modifying.
Yeah, well, not got any coils yet, but I will be getting some coils soon.
I'm getting some the frame.
Yeah, it's going to have dyno coils and dyno ignition. So,
and 2 rubbers.
So if you can go and dig out the side panels and the seat unit pretty quickly. Okay, so I've just got that side panel in place, and as we can see, the fuel tap is in the way of the side panel, because obviously it's a different side panel.
That is a Z9 tank, not
yes, I believe so, even though it's got a Z1000 paintwork on it. Yeah. So that fuel tap location's got to be moved forward by about, what, 3 inches or something like that?
Couple of inches at least, isn't it?
Otherwise
depending on the tap.
Which doesn't surprise me. Okay, so with that then, let's now move on. We're going to drink some tea first, make sure the dog's okay.
Have you got
yes,
that?
Yeah, take it away. And also we could get that Mark II fiberglass Z1 tailpiece out. Okay, so we've come down to the side, and so we've just seen this side panel, and here's the Mark II, or the slightly cheaper version of the Z1 tail section. This one's made in fiberglass and not ABS.
I thought you were going to say made in China then.
No, it's made by NRS Plastics in, where are we? Polton Estate, Polton McLeod, Lancashire. So that's not too far away.
That's
Stockport, yeah.
Is it Polton? Is it on near Blackpool?
Yes, that way. Yes, not too far away. It's of course too narrow, but being fiberglass, we can cut it in half and hopefully widen it, and we'll see how it looks. So that's kind of the next thing to do. I've also, Jeff, had a email from one of our viewers called Dave, and Dave owns an exhaust pipe workshop up in Cumbria somewhere, and actually put his details up down here. And he said, no, don't go away and buy yourself an exhaust pipe from the likes of Van Science and so on, because I'll make you one. You can make me just what I want. The only slight problem is, and it'll be stainless steel too, that's great, price is okay. The only problem is he needs the bike there to actually make the exhaust system.
I understand.
Yeah. Now I thought at first I would just send him the frame and the engine cases and the block and he could make it, but no, because he needs to be able to get underneath the engine. So I'm thinking, well, life might be a bit more complicated then, because I don't have access to a van at the moment to shift it down there. I'll say down there, up there.
Well, all you need is the crankcase is barrel and head on.
Yes, and this.
And it bolted in the frame.
Yes, that's what I thought. But it needs to stick on its wheels, he said, so we can get underneath it. But then I thought, well, maybe we can do something, put some, I don't know, paddock stands on it or something to do something.
He could do what I did when I did his pipe on the. He could tip it upside down, and
yes, well,
sometimes that's the best way to work. When I did our lessons,
I've got to speak to Dave. Hello, Dave, about that at some point. But as I say, it probably won't be in January now. The other thing he said was, hang on a minute, he says, don't go and cut up a fiberglass seat unit. He knows a man who's got a workshop near him, up in Cumbria somewhere, and he makes such things in aluminium. So he makes tanks, bodywork. So he says, oh, okay. So I've got his details, but I've not yet gone into that yet because I suspect it's going to be very expensive to try and make this in aluminium. But anyway,
I know someone who could have made it in aluminium, but unfortunately,
no. Yes, I know who you're talking about. So yeah. We'll go somewhere else with that. Yeah. So yeah, that's a possibility. So yes, so that's quite exciting. Now, so we covered that. What I would like to do for January is to get the engine cases out of here when you finish working on the.
What all I need to do is get this mounting point done on this plate, and then basically.
Take it away.
I don't need to. We've got footrest brackets to put on, but yes. That can be done.
Well, that needs to be done before it goes off its exhaust pipe, because the exhaust pipe will be hanging from that point. So.
Right. So
yeah. But anyway, for January, what I'd like to do is get these cases vapor blasted and get the block board out, so it's all ready to go back together again. Slight problem is that when I've looked at the Vapor Blaster's website, it says it charges more if it's already been painted black, which obviously this is, because Vapor Blasting won't remove the black so easily. So it needs to be blasted first with a standard sort of bead blasting process, and then vapor blasted afterwards. So what I might try and do is, I believe you've got some super duper paint stripper, haven't you, Jeff? Do you think it'll remove that?
I honestly don't know if it'll remove that, because some of it's actually it's baked on, isn't it? Some of that, so it's etched.
So I could go and see Lister, because he's got his bead blasted cabinet, but it might take a while to do that. Or I might just swallow the cost and say, yeah, mate, I know it's going to cost more, but just get it done. So that's the plan for.
Try a bit of that paint stripper on, but it goes in all the nooks and crannies, and if you're not careful, if you don't wash it all out, it starts to corrode the aluminium.
Yeah. Well, when it's vapor blasted,
so I think I would stay clear of trying to use paint stripper.
In that case, I'll probably just take the whole lot.
Yeah.
I think the chap's called Ian. I think your Les knows him. He's got a vapor blasting business.
Oh yeah, he has mentioned him. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, I'll put his details up down here. If you want to follow that particular website, and that's who I'll be using. Yeah, so that's progress or lack of at the moment on the OZ, and it's a pity actually that
fuel tap.
That fuel tap's going to move, but needs.
Well, the thing is, if someone's got a tank, we don't know yet. It might be better if someone's got a tank. Someone might be looking for one of these and's got one that's the chances of finding.
No, but this is quite a nice tank. It's not corroded, it's not dirty, it's not got any dents in it. These are still fine.
Well,
a lot of these little holes here for the badges get damaged. So I'm pretty happy with that tank. So
it doesn't look like it's damaged because it's been painted.
Oh, I see. It's been painted a few times.
So
it doesn't look too bad actually. Yeah. Anyway, so
it's hard to say. It could have an odd little bit of filler in it. We don't know until it's clean, until it's blasted off or. Cleaned off, we don't know.
Await judgment on that then, but it looks pretty good. I mean, it's not rusty underneath here.
No, it's solid. Yeah,
it's a pretty solid tank, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's progress or lack of so far. I have brought you a very important bit of part today, haven't I, Jeff? Where's it gone?
Oh, I
brought you this.
Oh, that.
And this is an M10 sized rose joint
to go in that.
Yeah. Maybe I can open the damn thing up. And this is required. For this,
we'll just just open it and rethread it,
Yeah, because this will be the torque arm for the swing arm, or rather the brake for the swing arm on the rear brake, I think we could also probably just machine that down a wee bit, make it a bit more presentable, I don't know. But we'll see.
Could do.
Anyway, there's
it down a bit.
There's a part, that was £3 that cost me from China.
How much?
£3 from China. Ooh.
I thought you were going to get a stainless steel one.
I would try to, but I couldn't find one for that size anyway. Yes, that's that. What else has been going on, Jeff? Hang on, here comes the dog. Here he is, he's had his little treat now, look. Hello, boy. What are you doing there? Let's have a look at you. What are you doing down there, boy? Where's he going? He's going for a little wander. He gets lonely, he gets wandered. He wonders where I've gone. He's thinking he might miss out on some food or something.
Yeah.
No food here, lad. Just metal and swarf on the floor. I've got to be careful, lad. I get that with your paws, do we? No, we don't. No, we don't, do we? Yes, I know. Go on out there. Alright, we'll come out now. Right, Jess, here we are. It's a new year. It's on a second.
Stood by the fire.
It's bloody cold, yeah.
It is bloody cold.
The heat's not been on long.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do now
I'm plugging
is...
it all.
I had a bit of concern because, let's put that down, because this here side panel sits, obviously it's made for a Z1, at least Z1. This is not a Z1 frame, it's a Z650 frame. So when you have it all kind of where it's going to live, approximately there.
It might have to come out a little bit, will it?
Yeah, if you...
Yeah.
No, I'll hold it because you're the way the camera. So the problem was that...
That's too...
When we had it on last time, this was further back. So this was a big gap here between the edge of the side panel and the end of the...
You need that curve there.
Yeah, ideally,
to
this
match,
will match, but we're not going to do that.
there, which I think is going to be very awkward to do.
At the moment, this tank is mounted roughly in the position front and back where it would be when it's finished, because if you look at a standard Z1 or Z9, Z1000, this edge here is roughly halfway between the front and back of the stem. That's kind of roughly how it is. This is currently sitting too low. Actually, there's no mounts on it, there's no rubber on it, so it's sitting too low. But in terms of front and back, that's roughly how it's going to be. And the problem you've got, of course, is because the frame's slightly different, a little bit shorter, I would imagine. We do have this issue in terms of looks, whereby you see that line there doesn't match that line there. But I'm not that concerned because that's not too bad now. That's not too bad at all. And by the time we've got the seat on it and it's all painted up, I don't think it's going to be something...
Can we bring the panel over the tube a little bit?
Yeah, we can do it. I mean, we should. Well, no, we've got to be careful that that's
got to be careful.
Yeah, but that's okay. That difference is not now nearly as transparent as it was.
I think sometimes when you get these on, even if you move from side to side, they can start to look out.
A big seat on here, which is going to come over this edge. The whole bike's going to be painted quite a dark colour, so again, it won't be so obvious, hopefully. So yeah, I'm a bit happy about that. Now, in terms of the back seat unit here, yes, we did mention it before. This does not fit the frame because the frame's been widened by about 50mm, 2 inches or so. So I did have a very nice ABS one from Japan, which is like £95 worth, which I didn't want to cut up. But as an experiment, I would like to try and do it with this one, which is like half that price, about £40 from NPS. It's still a good piece though, nothing wrong with that. NPS Plastics from Pulton Le File, sorry. Pulton Le File,
I think that's
Lancashire. So yeah.
Near Blackpool, isn't it?
Yes, npsplastics.co.uk if you're interested. And pretty good quality actually. But what I'm going to do this now is, I may regret it, I may not, I don't know. I'm going to get a hacksaw, I'm going to cut it in half. And that's what's next. We'll film it for posterity. This might be a bad idea.
Might be a bad idea.
We'll give it a go. Yeah, watch fingers. Do you want me to hold it for you? Right, I might get in the way of the film now, but needs must.
Out of room there now, we'll have to come from the other way.
Okay.
Look at that.
This is why I don't like fabrics. It's just so messy and it smells. I mean, people like the smell, but I don't. No. Let me come around this side, I'll hold it for you and then you can do what's required. So people can see the damage we're doing
to this.
Yeah, this beautiful piece is now being ruined. But
that will suddenly decide to... it might try and collapse in a minute. There we go.
That smell as well. Hate it. But anyway, there you go. One ruined seat unit.
Well, it's not ruined.
No.
Temporarily
right,
ruined.
Play on the bike.
Let's.
Just now gone off to stand by the fire again because it's cold.
No, I'm just blocking the heat from you.
Blocking the heat from me, thanks. Yeah. So yeah, that's going to have to sit roughly like that.
It's going to need probably the frame. I'm sure they kick up a bit more.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, so it's probably going to be more.
Yes, yeah. The thing is, we can't make this part of the frame until we know how this is going to sit. We're going to make the frame work with this.
And the thing is, even with this, I mean, what we can do is from the back. Oh no, we instead of keeping it parallel like that, we could actually
make it a little bit.
Whether we could just get away with kicking it in a little bit.
But then of course it'll kick out the other end. It'll come out.
well, like I say, depending, we might be able to come in a fraction.
Well, all right.
So if you hold that there,
Yeah.
you see,
Well, it does. Yeah.
you see,
Well, I like that. That's much better.
it's actually on the frame tube there. So basically,
Right, Jeff, you hold this now, and I'll film it because
we might be able to join it, so it's got like a wedge.
Oh yes, I like that idea. It means it's not quite as just a
So
sec. Right, this might be a bit jiggery pokery, but hang on. Yeah, so if I hold that like that,
if I'd have known that now,
yeah,
we could have probably left it joined at that end.
Oh, a bit late for that now.
A bit late. Well, it doesn't matter.
But
We can do that.
That means that this bit at the end here, which I like, this is the sort of pretty part, if you like, it's not affected by the change here. So it's not
Once
look,
it's glassed, once
yeah,
we
because
fiberglass that back up.
to make it like 50mm wider,
There,
you do run the risk that it's still out wider, but it looks rubbish. It's
So-
like too flat. So by doing that, I'm happy with that. Yeah.
So
it also means once we've got that sorted out, we can then make the rest of the rear of the frame, so we can make the mount and the mount for the rear light and so on.
We can.
So yeah, let me put the camera back.
We can make it.
That actually is a lot better. I'm happy with that. I didn't expect that, but I'm happy about that.
Yeah. Go.
Now, what I'm not sure about is whether it should be like flat or slightly up.
Oh, I think it's going to be better if you keep.
Yeah, a slight
if that's up.
Yes.
Up.
But what it means is
It'll
that
look better.
we've got no frame here, so this frame has to come up and in and round.
Well, we have to put two tubes on it and maybe come up.
Yes.
It's going to need something flat to go across there, so
Yes.
we can get
That's
some
right.
mounts there.
It also needs, by the
And
way,
then
Jeff,
some
it
light
also
mounts.
needs some bracing around here at the back,
Yeah.
bracing here,
Yeah.
and a bracing at the top. At least two of them,
Yeah.
one here and one here.
Yeah.
Not only to brace the frame, but to give me something to bolt the seat to. That's also important.
Yeah, we
So all those things have to be done yet.
probably have to.
But I believe
something,
back in the day, you were a bit of a fiberglass guru, weren't you? You liked doing fiberglass.
I've done fiberglass, but
lot
I
of
never
them.
liked doing it.
Nor do I. But you like doing it more than me, so. So when you're bored, you can.
That's what happens when you had a
reliant.
Reliant. You used to.
Reliant rubbish.
What your eye?
Okay,
Yeah,
Reliant's
and
supposed to make
you
some
had to
fiberglass.
repair it.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
The world's biggest fiberglass kit.
Yeah, yeah.
I think.
Yeah, so that's not bad.
At the time.
What we can do now, Jeff, is we'll swap positions, and I want to see how this looks with the side panel, if possible.
Do you want to put a bit of tape on that? Should we tape?
Yeah, let's put some tape on it, so I don't have to stand here like a prat.
Let's tape.
Okay, so we've got some tape on it, just to help us hold it. So if you, yes, that's now going up slightly. And if I take my beautiful Z1 tail, so if I take my beautiful Z1 side panel and whack it on there as well, it should look approximately
That
like that. I'm trying
is
to
that
get
about right?
Yeah, it's tilting up a little. You don't want it to be tilting down.
It's going up slightly. Yeah. Oh, you don't.
Yeah.
Some people might like it going.
Yeah.
This is aesthetics. It's
Yeah.
very
Okay,
hard
so
to
that's how
say
we look at
what's
the bike.
right and wrong.
In terms of the seat, I'm not going to have a big, thick sort of standard looking seat. It's gonna be quite narrow, quite
Probably make a
foam or something. We'll make one.
aluminium.
Yeah, yeah. I'll make
base.
an aluminium base.
Got it.
Have it rolled around here and get it fitted. So yeah, as Jeff just said, actually what we'll do next is when we do the front and the back, we'll put a piece on just behind here to support it, so it'll be bolted somehow to this piece that will go across the back here, because it needs some support.
Well,
Yeah,
we'll be able to put a piece of flat up
Oh, yes, yeah,
across so
yeah.
we can pick up off them.
yeah, absolutely. So
Unless you don't manually.
no, we'll have them as well because you can rub mount it, can't you?
What I'm thinking of is though with them there, it's going to be awkward if it makes it awkward to get a seat base, follow
Yes,
that.
that is an issue.
That
But as I
is.
say, we can widen it, and then if need be, I can cut this bit off.
Maybe cut them out and just glass them level.
Yeah. I mean, there's all
Yeah.
kinds of things we
Yeah.
can do.
Make it level.
We've got an awful lot of glass fibre now, Jeff. An awful lot. So
Because if they were out the way, to cut a piece of aluminium and get it to that shape,
Yeah, just roll
and
it
then get
down.
it covered,
yeah, that would be a lot easier. But anyway,
it would be a lot easier.
that's
yeah.
a long way in the future yet, Jeff. Because.
Right, can I move this
Yes,
now?
please do. Yeah, move it off.
Right.
And yeah, because you've still got to do the work on the frame bracing. You've still got to put on these little tabs.
Please
So
not
we've
there.
tried and make these brackets for the brakes and so on, which is still sitting here. This is from my old drag bike.
Well, we've got
So it'll be sort of there, but without this bit on. Yeah, so still a lot to do, Jeff.
outrigger.
Outrigger
We
area,
did
yes.
find another
So,
piece of.
talking about the outrigger, have we made any more progress since last time I was here?
Well, it's been New Year, hasn't
New
it?
Year, Well, I can see it's actually on the drill right now.
And yesterday I just sat and put my feet
Oh,
up
dear
watching
me,
telly.
dear me.
I know.
Well, one day a year, lad, I suppose. One day a year.
That was New Year's Day. That's my day off. Though.
That's your day off for the year, yeah. And
Christmas. Oh, hang on, 2 days off.
Yeah.
Christmas Day.
without your boss, you wouldn't even get them, lad. You wouldn't even get
I
them. You'd
know,
be working in
I
here
know.
24/7. Right, so we're now going to have a look at the outrigger and we'll see what state that's in right now. Okay, so here we are by the fire. By the fire.
Yeah,
oh, that is a bit cold on my side. On your drill stand, and you're just about to drill off this little corner here.
I was going to hacksaw it, but I thought, no, I'll just drill that little corner off because our hole's going to be here. But what I'm going to have to do, it's something that's very difficult to do on the miller. Well, not difficult. I need to get this bolted to
the actual engine.
Engine, but I'm going to have to. I've taken a guess.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to keep filing this until it goes in, and it's just above the tube.
Yes.
Once I know it's in, I can then get our hole, and then I can mill round. I can then finish it off.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just.
And again, just to remind you guys, this is the inner plate.
It's the inner plate
that's for the outrigger.
Yeah, it's replacing where all the gear shifter and mechanism goes. So there's still a lot of milling work and stuff. But we can drill this. And we can take spacers off it then.
Yes.
To support.
And support the real outrigger.
The
support plate.
Outrigger. Yeah.
Okay, great stuff. And with that, it's time I went home. You can go and drink some tea. I've got to go home. So we'll come back in a few days' time and see progress.
I'll still be filing away.
Oh yeah, you'll still be standing there next to a nice warm fire.
No,
Okay. Okay, so here we are back at Jeff's again a few days later, and I see you just finished doing the basic filing and drilling to make sure that inner plate now fits the cases. Still a lot more to do.
They've only got one dowel in it at the minute.
Right, okay.
I've got all the cases. There's still a bit of a reminiscence of some gaskets there. Yes. It all wants cleaning, but it's good. Once we've screwed it on and to get our hole.
Yeah, you just finished filing off that corner there, just very roughly, just to make sure it's all sitting fine.
I've just had to file a bit out of there.
Yeah. And does that top mount still fit okay? Does that
well,
we'll just see now. Okay.
It should do.
Okay, well we'll find out. Just doing it now for the first time. So
it's quite a fair. We've actually used, because these cases are designed for the shafter. Yeah. We've used all the extra bolt holes that the shafter
had used.
To bolt. Once it's got the dowels in it, then it's got the mount here.
It's got more support.
The reason we've made the plate that thick is obviously because it's being milled out. Plus, it gives when the bolts in.
That's a good point. That plate will be milled this side as well as the back side. So
it's got to be milled out to clear the selector arm.
Yes.
I mean, how neat. We'll mill it out, but it might want a little bit of dremeling here and there because unless you program a CNC to do it.
Okay, so let's just push that top mount through then, that top bolt, and we'll see if he's got it right, if everything lines up. Sorry, my voice is going. And hopefully you will. Here we go.
I've just put a 1/2 inch drill through it. Actually, it's a fraction.
Is it a little bit?
Because sometimes you may just have to.
A bit of tickling.
It's a 1/2 inch bolt. I've just opened the hole out because it's 12mm with a 1/2 inch. Sometimes what we might have to do when it's all together is just pop by hand, just pop a reamer. Just to make it okay. Just to ease it off.
Now that's done. Then your next step is to stick it on the miller and start to shape it. Okay, so Jeff, we'll end it there, and I'll come back in the week sometime without the dog. And so for now, thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you soon.
See you later.
Alligator.
Alligator.